Generative AI. You hear the term everywhere, right? But what does it really mean? It's so much more than just a chatbot or a cool image generator. It's really a journey, one that starts with this mind-bendingly huge scientific vision and ends up as a powerful new tool right there on your laptop. Okay, let's dive in and connect all those dots.
We have to start right here with this quote from the AI research company Runway. Because, look, this isn't just about making slightly better software. For many of the top minds in this field, the ultimate goal is to build an AI that can simulate reality itself. I know, it sounds like pure science fiction, but that ambition is the engine driving all of this technology forward.
So let's start with that really epic scale idea, the grand vision. We're talking about the dream of creating entire simulated worlds, a concept that's really the bedrock for some of the most advanced AI research happening today.
And this brings us to something called General World Models, or GWMs for short. You can think of these as the next big frontier for intelligence. See, they aren't just trained on text or images like other AIs. They're being designed to actually understand the fundamental rules of our world. The physics, how things move, how they interact, and how they change over time.
And what's really cool is how this one big idea of a world model kind of splits off into these fascinating projects. Take Runway's GWM1. It's not just one thing. They're spinning it out into these distinct applications. Worlds for building virtual environments you can explore, avatars for creating autonomous video agents, and even robotics to simulate how a machine would actually interact with the physical world around it.
Okay, so simulating infinite realities, creating autonomous avatars. That is wild stuff. But you might be wondering, what on earth does that have to do with my spreadsheets or marketing campaigns or quarterly reports? How does this massive sci-fi vision actually translate into something valuable for businesses right now?
And that's the perfect pivot to our next section, the business reality. Let's zoom out of the research lab and straight into the boardroom. Because while that grand vision is definitely long-term, the financial impact is happening today.
Just look at this number, $19.2 billion. That is the projected size of the global enterprise generative AI market by 2030. This isn't just some experiment anymore. It's becoming a core and very, very valuable part of the global economy.
And if you look at how fast it's growing, the trend is just undeniable. We're going from $4 billion in 2025 to nearly $20 billion just 5 years later. We're not talking about some slow, steady climb here. This is like hitting the vertical part of a hockey stick graph. It's a fundamental shift, and it's happening fast.
So who's actually powering this incredible growth? Well, it's basically a battle of the giants. As you can see, companies like OpenAI, Anthropic, Meta, and Google are the ones really driving this whole thing. They're providing the massive foundational models that thousands of other businesses are now building on top of.
Now, this is the part that I think is really crucial. It's about how widespread this has all become. We're not talking about some niche tech for Silicon Valley startups. A staggering 71% of organizations are already using generative AI in some way. It's no longer coming soon. It is officially mainstream in the corporate world.
So what are they actually doing with it? Well, this table from McKinsey gives us a fantastic snapshot. In the tech industry, for example, the top use case is marketing and sales. But for professional services, it's all about product development. And then in finance, it's back to marketing. The point is, it's being applied everywhere, but it's tailored to what each industry really needs.
And if you follow the money, it pretty much leads to these three big areas. First, code co-pilots are absolutely changing the game for software developers. Second, support chatbots are handling huge volumes of customer questions. Get this, ING Bank is resolving almost half of 85,000 customer queries a week with this. And third, enterprise search, finally solving that massive headache of trying to find information buried on company servers.
Okay, so we've gone from simulating entire worlds down to the enterprise level. Now, let's bring it all the way home. Let's zoom in one last time, right down to your desk, to your personal projects, and your own creative process.
And honestly, this might be where the most profound change is happening. Really complex AI capabilities aren't just for data scientists anymore. They're being built directly into the tools that millions of us use every single day, like Canva, basically turning them into these superpowered creative assistants.
So how does this actually work in practice? Well, it's become ridiculously simple. You start with an idea, just a sentence or two describing what you're imagining. The AI then acts as your brainstorming partner, giving you a bunch of visual starting points. And from there, you get to be the director, taking what it made and refining and customizing it until it's absolutely perfect. And this right here just shows you that incredible leap perfectly. You can go from a kind of abstract thought in your head, like this glowing light bulb, to a tangible, well-designed product concept like this futuristic shoe, literally in seconds. AI is collapsing the distance between your imagination and actually creating something real.
The tools themselves, well, they're starting to feel like actual magic. In places like Canva's Magic Studio, things that used to take years of specialized training are now just a click away. You can just poof, erase something you don't want, magically expand a photo's background, or even select one part of an image and tell the AI to turn it into something totally new, all with just a few words.
All right, so we've taken this huge journey, right? From simulating entire worlds all the way down to designing a simple social media post. So what does it all add up to? What's the big takeaway here for the future of how we work and how we create?
Let's make this super concrete. Think about the world of retail. Before, you had people spending ages on manual negotiations, pushing out one-size-fits-all marketing. Now, AI chatbots handle the first round of talks. Marketing materials can be personalized for every single customer, and product descriptions get written in minutes, not hours. It's a huge shift from manual one-to-many work to automated one-to-one experiences.
And this all brings us to the final and I think most important question. If AI can handle the first draft, the tedious edits, and the brainstorming, it doesn't replace us, it elevates us. It becomes our creative co-pilot. So the real question we're left with is this: what new heights will our own human creativity reach now that we have such a powerful partner? What are you going to create?